Kelli, one of the things I admire is I love being in the green room, although there's no green here, and it looks like there's very little green from where you are, by the way, but we're in the green room, and this is where the magic happens, where we get to ask whatever questions we want. I'm not going to read a bio to myself because we'd be here the whole time, but do you mind, although the world knows who you are, they already Googled you, they got your bio, but take a moment and tell some of the folks that don't know you, who is Kelli, and what is Kelli up to these days?
Sure, I'm happy to. So hi guys, my name is Kelli O'Neill. I am a brand marketing and profit strategist, and I specialize in helping service-based entrepreneurs market to affluent clients and helping you make your competition irrelevant so that you can soar to the top. I am all about living from a place of choice, and that is why I am so passionate about entrepreneurship and helping you guys really get thriving, profitable businesses that work for you.
I love it, Kelli. There's some folks might be wondering, for where we are in the world, let's just address the elephant in the room. For some folks, these are very challenging times. We're in uncertain waters. Even my personal friends have been through some things, my family, folks that work for me. So it's tough. But one gift God has given us is the gift of time. That's what I do believe. He's given us time. Why do you believe now more than ever is really the right time for folks to really be focused on Profit-ology and why your methodology still works, even in today's time?
Yes, in fact, so the Profitology process, which is part of what I teach, it's really just a methodology of building business that allows you to create a business that works for you. I don't believe that there's one size fits all businesses. I think we all have different geniuses. We all have different strengths. We all have different backgrounds and different clients. And this methodology really helps you get super focused into getting clarity about what it is that you want in your life and building a strategy that helps you achieve that life vision through your business. So right now, there are a lot of uncertain times, but here's what I can tell you, that in uncertain times like these, which by the way, they're temporary, we have to remember that, 5 years from now, we're going to be looking back being like, oh my goodness, do you remember that time that, we couldn't leave our house? You remember the time when this is a temporary situation. And during times like this, wealth is it's transitioned, and it's transitioned from the timid to the brave. And so what I'm really encouraging all of our entrepreneurs here to do is be brave, be innovative. Now is the time that you can really sail ahead in your small business and make a really meaningful leap. My business is expanding rapidly. My clients' businesses are expanding rapidly. We have the opportunity to create and turn this into an opportunity.
I love that. Turn this into an opportunity. I love that. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. I mean, look, like one of the things that I know to be true about successful entrepreneurs is we turn lemons into lemonade. It's the people that are not going to make it through this are the people that are continuing to do the same old thing that they were already doing before that probably wasn't getting them the results that they wanted anyways. Those are the individuals that I'm really worried about in terms of having their business make it through this recession. But the ones who are looking at it and saying, you know what can I do? How can I pivot? How can I up level? How can I go for it? Right now are the ones that have not only a fighting chance, but a good chance of making it through.
A good chance of making it through. I love the way you think. I'm just curious for Kim Wycroft is out there right now. Ursula is watching. Michael Sharp is out there. So many folks that are tuned in. Karen, I see you out there, by the way. And so many folks that are tuned in right now. What are you kind of sharing with your clients in terms of, I'll give you an example. I got a call 2 weeks ago from a young lady, and she says, "Hey, Hsieh, I'm now a working at home mom." So she's a stay-at-home mom. She's a full-time entrepreneur. She's a full-time job that she's now working from home. She said, "I'm a full-time wife, full-time mother. Hsieh, I'm now a full-time school teacher. I didn't sign up to be a school-time administrator. And oh, by the way, Hsieh, I don't know if you noticed, I'm a full-time cafeteria worker. I've got to fix these bills.
Yeah.
So I've got so much going on." What are you telling your clients in order to take that in and then still focus on what the task is at hand? I know you're having lots of conversations with many of your clients that are out there as well.
We are. And, here's the thing, and everyone's situation is completely different. I mean, some people are single parents, some people have, obviously spouses that they can rely on. And really it's really about taking control and planning what you can plan. I've got a client of mine that we grew his business from a couple $100,000 to, right now we're approaching the $2 million mark. And he is in the exact same situation. His wife is in school full time. He is now homeschooling their autistic child. And, it's been a challenge. And this is where you have to take back. First of all, you just cannot do all the things, right? Some things have to you got to let go of some things. How can you get help from the people around you? And women particularly, I will say this, we will take it all on. We will get it all done. And then at the end of the day, we crash. Now's the time where you have to sit your family down and be like, all right, look, we need to reconvene here. We need to figure out exactly how we're all going to get this done. And there needs to be things that are, what can be dropped. Because at the end of the day, you cannot drop your business. If you drop your business, again, there's a very good chance, and I'm not saying this to be scary. I'm saying it because it's a fact. It's a very good chance you won't have that business if you take your focus off of it too much, right? Yeah. So you got to prioritize, and you've got to plan and get really strategic and focus and streamline your operations so you're focused on really, you guys, Pareto's principle, 80-20 rule. Mm-hmm. 20% of the actions are going to bring you 80% of the results. Focus on the 20% you have in the day.
I love it. In the moment, you're speaking to the one and only Kelli O'Neill, and yes, she's going to get into how you can make your competition irrelevant. And so many of you are like, oh my gosh, Hsieh, get to it. We're going to get to that. We're coming up right in just a second, but I'm curious, and the folks listening might be curious. Why do you still do this? Why do you still take time to share on these type of podcasts and shows? You could be doing a lot of other things with your time. We will acknowledge Dr. Kim Warren Martin. She may be watching out there, who connected us together, who's an amazing person down there in Little Rock, Arkansas. So before we get into how you can, crush your competition or how you can make your competition irrelevant and all that, why does Kelli still do this type of stuff? You don't have to. So why are you taking time now to share your knowledge with folks that are listening right now?
I really believe it's my calling in the world. I think now more than ever, in fact, actually, when all of this stuff started going down, I started making significantly more public appearances. And the reason for that is because the information that I'm teaching, it is not widely available in the marketplace. And my clients are on the right side of this thing. My clients are going to make it through. And because I am so passionate about entrepreneurship and I am so passionate about people living from a place of choice, I feel like now more than ever is the time to get this information out to the market as much as humanly possible. So my clients are spreading it all over the world. I'm doing interviews all over the world, and I'm helping entrepreneurs recession-proof their marketplace, recession-proof their business. And I feel like I have a responsibility for that. It would kind of be like if you had, the cure to some terrible disease and you didn't shout it from the rooftops. So now I feel like it is not only my responsibility, it is my calling and it is my passion.
Wow. Well, first of all, I'm glad you're here. For those folks that are out there right now, Nancy Summers, what's going on? Danny, I see you. So many.
Hey, Nancy.
You know Nancy.
I know Nancy. I do know Nancy.
You're like the all-stars. I see Dr. Kim Warren Martin's on there now. Jennifer, Robert. So many folks are tuning in. You just bring out the all-stars. You really do. Here's what I like to do. Go ahead, if you would, and take a moment and share this whole idea around how you can make your competition irrelevant. But before you even mention that, you guys have my permission, and I'm sure you have Kelly's, to hit the share button. Like, you can hit the share button right now. You can hit the watch party button right now. You can share this message with your tribe. You can share some messages on your page. You can take the link right now. You can copy and paste it, because what Kelly's sharing is not just for me. It's not just for her, but it's for anyone out there, any entrepreneur, any small business owner that wants to not only thrive, but also wants to do so much good in the world. They want to have more meaning, so they need more money. They want more impact, so they need more income. Kelli's going to do that. So hit the share button, hit the watch party button. And when you do that, just write those words. Make your competition irrelevant. And then put hashtag Kelli O'Neill. Just put make your competition irrelevant, hashtag Kelli O'Neill. And I'm going to ask her to give 1, 2, or 3 steps. She may give 1. She may give 2. I may ask for a bonus. Don't worry. I may ask for a third.
I got you. I'll trust me. I do this all the time to my team. We'll figure something out.
I want to tell you, she's been like the coolest person. She's been the coolest person in the world. This is so fun. All right, Kelli, go ahead and share. We're not even we're gonna transition from the green room invisibly, and we're now going live. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are now live. So, for those folks that have been here behind the scenes, we're now live. So, go ahead and tell us, how does one even think about or go about really making a competition irrelevant?
All right, you guys. So one of the things, and you know this, right? You go to a networking event, or at least you did, right? And you will again, but you go to a networking event, or you hear someone online and they're introducing themselves, and all of a sudden they start to talk to you about what it is that they do. And I call it like I either call it like the dumb look or the Scooby-Doo look, where they just kind of go, huh? Like, when we're talking about what it is that we do, oftentimes we all sound exactly the same. There's no unique differentiator in what it is that we're doing. And we've unintentionally commoditized ourselves, starting with how we explain the work that we do in the world. It could even be starting with how we've positioned our businesses in the world. So let me give you an example. A lot of people call me a business coach. Now, that actually makes me cringe, because I'm where people go when they're ready to get beyond business coaching. But people call me a business coach, and it's like, no. I'm a brand marketing and profit strategist, and I'm the creator of Marketing to Millionaires. So do I teach people how to build their businesses? Yes. But I am also the foremost expert in the world in Marketing to Millionaires. Why? Because that's how I positioned myself, right? That is the kind of like the flag I planted on the roof, on the mountaintop. And because of that, my competition is irrelevant, right? If people are Googling, or they're talking about, or they're recommending, who can I interview about marketing to the affluent? Immediately they're going to say Kelli O'Neill. You need to develop that type of positioning for yourself. And so the first step to that is really making sure that you have aligned yourself in your zone of genius. So we all have things that we are absolutely brilliant and gifted at, that when we do those things, not only is it so easy for us, but it's also so impactful to the people that we're serving. And when you can actually wrap your business model around your zone of genius, you are going to get so much further, so much faster than ever before. That's number one. That's tip number one.
I like that. Number one, wrap yourself around your zone of genius. Someone do me a favor. Just look right below the video. What's up, Yuri Chow? Look right below the video and just go ahead and write those words. Wrap yourself around your zone of genius. Okay. Don't hit yourself like Hsieh Brown. What's number 2?
All right. So number 2 is, once you've identified that, you really need to identify, how are you different than your competition, right? So when we're positioning ourselves and we're making our competition irrelevant, it's, what is it that I do that when I do that thing, really no one else in the world can do it, either because of the flavor you add, or because, again, it's your genius. Like, my background is that I actually grew up in an affluent environment. I'm not going to tell you the whole story. You guys can listen to I have a podcast called Marketing to Millionaires. I tell the entire story there. So you can go listen to that story. But basically, net, I grew up in an affluent family. My parents were very much like, if you want your money, go make it yourself. And so that is what started me on my entrepreneurial journey. But this is one of those things where, even people that are trying to teach similar things to me, they don't really have that background, right? So what's that thing that makes you different than everyone else? And how do you then serve the market in a way that's different than everyone else? The biggest challenge that I see with entrepreneurs is they come into the marketplace and then they look at someone else's business and they go, I'm just going to do what they're doing. That's never what I suggest to anyone at all. What I suggest is, look at where your ideal clients are already going, and then look at those and how can you make it better? How can you make it different? How can you rise above, stand out, serve at a greater level? And I'm not talking about like giving away things for free, but I'm talking about how can you, how can you position your products, programs, and services in a way that when you do that, it's totally different than any other place that they're ever going to go.
I like that. I like that. So she gave us tip number 1. She gave us tip number 2. Now, bonus number 3. Now, for those folks that are out there right now, once again, you can hit the share button. You can hit the watch party button, and you can go ahead and write those words right now because this is your moment. This is your time. And Kelli, before we got started, she didn't ask me for a Cash App. Shh. She didn't ask me to swipe a credit card. She said, Hsieh.
True.
She just said, Hsieh, I'm here to serve, and I'm here to work with folks out there that need me now more than ever. And that was my belief, and I'm so glad she's here. So do me a favor, hit the share button and just put make your competition irrelevant, hashtag Kelli O'Neill. Just put that in there right now and bless another entrepreneur. Pay it forward to another business owner, someone out there that's ready to grow their business. All right, number 3. This is really cool.
Number 3. All right. So we've wrapped our business around our zone of genius. We've identified what our competition is doing. And at that, and what we've done is we've said, okay, so you guys are all delivering this. Like, think about it like this. Let me give you a good example. Let's say everyone has a cheeseburger and fries, right? Let's just say that's what all of your competition is offering. How do you then add your own special sauce? How do you then add, we're the only company that you also get apples with your order, or we give you a free milkshake with that, or we use Kobe beef in our burgers, and we use imported cheese from Belgium. I mean, I don't know, I'm just making stuff up. But do you guys see the difference? So you're taking it already and you're making it a cut above the rest. The third thing is, and this is the bonus one, is you need to provide them that experience. So it's not even just the stuff that you're providing. It is how can you now offer them a better experience from the moment that they come in contact with you and your company than anybody else on the marketplace. I run a Facebook group that helps people. It's called the Marketing to Millionaires support group. And one of my clients said to me, you have the most what did she say? Bedazzled, and she said something else, bedazzled and extra Facebook group on Facebook. And I said, yes, exactly. We did it that way on purpose. We literally went out with the intention to say, what do 99% of Facebook groups do? How can we do it better? This was something that I actually learned in my research when I was studying Walt Disney, who, when Walt Disney was actually writing his book, and you guys can actually check this book out. It's called The Disney Way. He has a very specific credo for how he's built his company and how he's really, again, he's really all about the guest experience and about how you take those, the devil, he says the devil's in the details, right? And how can you have those little surprises and delights that are going to naturally leapfrog you above what everybody else is willing to do? So as an example, in our Facebook group, every single person, when they come in, they're assigned a profit concierge. They get their own personal profit concierge that is there with no other agenda other than serving them and helping them get the resources and support that they need. Like, who does that in a free Facebook group? We do. That's why we rise above the competition. That's why we leapfrog our competition. So get creative, you guys. And Hsieh and I were talking about this a little bit before. I'm a big proponent of when everyone else goes left, go right. Yeah. When everyone else digs, zag. That's how you're going to stand out in your marketplace. But you got to get creative. You don't want to be a Me Too brand in a recession. Well, you don't want to do that in any market, and you absolutely don't want to do that in a recession-driven market.
For those folks out there listening right now, says, wow, I'm connected with. She gave me number 1, align yourself with your zone of genius. She gave me number 2, position your product or service that is totally different from everyone else. And she gave me number 3, I got to provide a much better experience. And I love what I heard. For those folks that are watching and listening, or maybe hearing the replay right now, they're like, wow, this sounds pretty cool. I'm curious, Hsieh, what type of client does Well, what type of client does Kelli really work with, right? She says, I'm not a business coach, but I am a consultant or a brand specialist that takes you to where you want to go. So can you take a moment and kind of frame the conversation with the type of client that you typically work with? So if they're curious if you're a right fit for them?
Sure, absolutely. So I've got a couple different companies. And so one of my companies, I have a consulting company, and I consult with entrepreneurs and small businesses that are, privately, generally in the range of, 750,000 to, I have a client who makes 8 figures, right? So I'm helping them really position and scale their business successfully. So I've got a consulting practice. The other type of a client that I have a branding agency. So I'm helping people really get positioned well in the marketplace and develop brands that are affluent, attractive. So those are my 2 main consulting done for you. But then again, because I'm passionate about serving entrepreneurs, it's kind of like, I work with millionaire clients and celebrity clients. And then I also teach entrepreneurs who are aspiring to that how to reach those clients. So I basically teach them what I do. So I've got a program called Marketing to Millionaires, where I teach entrepreneurs how to find, engage, sell, and impress their affluent clients. So they recommend their business to all of their raving friends or to their friends, their wealthy friends.
I love it. I love it. So before we tell them how they can connect with you, first of all, one of the core beliefs we have here, Kelli, is a core value called "Today is my January 1." And today is my January 1 represents that moment. For those folks that are hearing it for the very first time, it represents that moment where you can make a decision. And there's thousands of moments throughout the day. And that decision could forever change the trajectory of your life, right? You either work out or you go sit on the couch, I don't know, and watch Netflix. You either eat hamburgers and French fries, or you go to the refrigerator, you open it up and there's some kale and there's some spinach and there's some broccoli. I'll have some of that. So it's a do-over. It's a fresh start. My question for Kelli is, when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, what do you hear? What does it mean to you?
So it's about putting yourself in the best possible position to have the life that you desire, and for you to be able to live from choice. And that's going to look different to every single one of you that are watching. You need to identify what it is that you want your life to look like and how you want that to feel. And then you need to identify how much money it's going to take to have that experience, right? Because there's intangible things, but then let's just be clear, and we all know this, the world works on money. Money gives us a lot of options, from what kind of, foods that we're going to be able to eat, to the medical care that we have, to, the school that our children go to the amount of charity that we can give back and support and help other people, to, quite frankly, the whole life experience that we have. And you get to have whatever you want. You just need to decide what it is that you want. And you need to make a plan to have that, right? Not a version of that. Make a plan to have that.
You've probably heard that consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. And having said that, most folks struggle with consistency. So they're like, yeah, I'm excited. Today's my January 1st. Yes, I'm going to start that marketing plan. Yes, I'm going to get my brand going. Yes, I'm going to go after some new clients like they were back on December 31st after a couple drinks on the back of a napkin, right? They started writing down their resolutions. My question is, what do you share with your clients in order to help them be consistent? The hashtag stay the course.
Yeah. So there's a couple different things. Number one, it is a choice. Number two, you need to get yourself into some kind of accountability. I will tell you that as entrepreneurs, we are our worst accountability coaches, right? We do not because you say to your accountability coach, like, I need you to hold me accountable to getting in the gym every day. And then the first time that you're like, I'm tired. And then your accountability coach is like, should we just lay on the couch and watch Netflix? Like, we do not make our own good accountability coaches. You need to get leverage outside of yourself, whether that is a friend, or a partner that is not going to let you, sell yourself some BS, or you need to get in a program that has an accountability consultant that is going to hold you. You need a mentor. You need some type of program. In our programs, in terms of what we tell our clients, that's not happening in ours, because we have built in, like as an example, Dr. Kim. We have accountability. So we actually hold their feet to the fire to the dreams and the businesses that they desire. So we hold them to that. And if they start, not showing up for themselves, we're coming after them and we're like, what's going on?
I like that. Coming after them. Take a moment, if you would, and as we come down the home stretch, talk a minute about the importance of innovation. You talked about branding, and you've been known, I think it was Seth Godin said, you've been known to have the most innovative company that year. And you've done some amazing things. I mean, those folks, they're reading your bio, they're over probably on your website now and at kellyoneal.com, and they're following you. But I want you to give us your view of the world. When you think of the word innovation, what does it mean to you as an entrepreneur, and why that's so near and dear to you?
So, I think that it is one of my core values, and I've always looked at things like, how can I make the world better? How can I serve people? How can I make it easier for them? How can I solve problems that have not been solved in our marketplace? And so again, that's part of positioning, right? That's part of making your competition irrelevant, is looking for the holes in the market and filling those voids. And it also it comes down to being willing to take a risk. Not everything works out. Again, I've made millions and millions and millions of dollars, and I've lost a few million too. And, some of those are like just ideas that didn't pan out. But here's the deal. I keep innovating, and it keeps driving me forward. If we didn't innovate in our lives and in our business, like, we wouldn't have iPhones right now. We wouldn't be able to be talking, Hsieh, on this, because who would have thought, like, we need something called Skype that's going to help us connect. And, so I want you guys to look at that. I think so much what's happening is people are trying to do all the things that they don't give themselves that time to take a step back and look at their lives and look at their businesses and look at their markets and go, how can I be of service? How can I fulfill a need that's not being fulfilled? And give yourself time to be creative.
I love it. Last question before we tell you how can they contact you and your closing comments. I'm curious, of all the mentors you had along this journey of life, you had so many. What's one lesson that you may have learned from any of the mentors that you would like to share with us, the audience, that we can take that lesson and maybe we can apply it in our own business, in our own life?
Sure. So my very, very first business mentor, because I knew, when I got into business, I knew that I knew what I was doing when I got into business, in terms of, because I had such a track record in corporate. I knew how to position companies and how to do PR and marketing and branding and all that stuff. Like, I knew how to do that. But what I didn't know how to do was run a business. And here's the deal. It's two totally different things, right? Now, it makes it a lot easier for me because I'm really good at marketing and branding and that sort of thing. But it is still different. Running a team is different. I've got 18 people that work for me full time. We've got, I've got multiple different programs running, reading P&Ls, all the things that come in with running a business. And so I, of course, got a mentor right away. And I asked him, because this is what I ask every single mentor that I meet. And that is, what is the thing that you can tell me that if you'd known this in the beginning of your business would have made the biggest difference? And Alan said to me, Kelli, he said, actually, I'll do two. So Alan said to me, Kelli, in order to be successful, you need to learn to accept rejection and reject acceptance. And what he means by that is, you can't do all the things, especially when your business is growing. I don't say yes to every interview, not because I'm not trying to be of service, but literally, like, I don't have time. So you've got to be willing, or people have asked me to come and do things that I was like, this is an awesome, awesome mission, but it's just not in alignment with what I'm creating. And if I just chose to do it from a place of ego, then I would have gone and, ultimately wasted months and months and months of my time and taken me off mission. So you've got to be willing to reject acceptance. So when people come to you with things that are not in alignment with you creating the life and business and doing the service in the world that you want, you've got to be able to say no. And you have to be able to, you've got to be able to say no to them, but you also have to be willing to accept rejection, meaning that you are going to get rejected. Not everyone is going to say yes to you, right? Seth Godin, who named my company one of the most innovative in America, turned me down for my podcast. I'm like, I'll be back for you, Seth Godin. But you, I was like, Seth, come on. And he's like, I politely declined. I'm like, Seth, I was like, you haven't heard the last of me, Seth Godin. So, you have to be willing to do that and be willing to take those shots. And then the other piece of advice I just wanted to give is from a dear friend and mentor of mine, Jake Conrad Levinson. He wrote all the guerrilla marketing books. Mm-hmm. And he said, Kelli, because I asked him the exact same question. And what he said to me was, he said, good marketing done inconsistently is not nearly as effective as mediocre marketing done consistently. Be consistent. And I was like, good advice.
Wow. Super powerful. I love that. I love that advice. You don't have to get it right. You just got to get it going. I love that. So Kelli,
and you got to do it consistently.
Huh?
And you got to do it consistently.
And you have to do it consistently. That's the key. How can folks best connect with you? For folks that are out there right now, like, whoa, like how can I best connect with the Kelli O'Neill?
Perfect. So if you guys are watching this live, I actually just today started a 10-day profit intensive. It's called, here's the workbook. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is like no joke. It's 10 days. I mean, we've got a workbook. We've got a profit concierge. If you guys are watching this, jump on in to collaborate to accelerate. I am teaching the methodology that I utilize personally in order to create $308,000 of revenue in less than 90 days with no ads, no funnels, no tech stuff, none of the things. This is based on developing solid and profitable relationships. And I'm giving you the exact strategy. So that is really the best place for you guys to connect with me right now. Also, if this is, if you're watching this replay a month down the road, just come and join us in the Marketing to Millionaires Success Circle on Facebook, and make sure you subscribe to my podcast, Marketing to Millionaires. I drop a new episode every week.
Wow, I love it. Well, first, let me first thank Dr. Kim Warren Martin for connecting us. Dr.
Thank you,
Kim. If you're out there, we certainly appreciate you. Thank you so much. And thank you as well, Kelli, for not only showing up, but giving your best. We really appreciate that. Take a moment, if you will.
My pleasure.
You're welcome. Take a moment to have your closing thoughts, whatever thoughts that you want to have as we get ready to close out. We're done, but it might be some final words you want to share for all those folks that are out there. For everyone that's out there, you can look right below the video and just write, thank you, Kelli O'Neill, or we appreciate you, Kelli O'Neill. That's what we call a digital applause. That's a digital applause. That's a way for you to say thank you, that we appreciate you. The one thing we know about Kelli, she can always make more money. There's no question, no doubt in my mind, but none of us, you, me, or Kelli, can make more time. So she's given us the most precious gift she has, and that's her time. So certainly we appreciate that. So Kelli, if you will, again, thank you. Final thoughts and comments you have for those folks that are listening and watching.
Sure. You guys, I know that this is a really uncertain time, and a lot of you are scared and you're not sure what's going to happen with your businesses. And what I want to let you know is there is a way through this. That is exactly why we're doing this profit intensive free. It's totally free, is because I want to help you guys not only live your dreams, but serve the people who need you now. So I would ask you to make a committed decision to yourself that you're willing to do whatever is necessary to make sure that your business not only survives through this, but that it actually thrives and grows, because that choice is available to you right now.
Wow. With that being said, thanks a lot. With that being said, my name for everyone's watching is Hsieh Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Thank you for joining. Make it a great day, everyone.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And I promise you from the bottom of my heart, we'll make some good things happen. We connect again next time. Remember, time is long. Life is short. Live in the moment and make it count. God bless. We wish you success. Kelli, thanks a lot. I'll be talking to you again soon. You rock. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Hsieh Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Hsieh Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody And they stay there. And they stay there.